Mr. Smith. I didn't realize your wallet was that deep.
That's why we budget differently. Welcome to the King and Me show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We here at the King and Me attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship. Real being relatable,
Entertaining,
accountable,
and loving.
Real quick, Michelle and I, we've hit a bit of a snag
We did.
because this government shutdown is affecting us. We've talked on our live stream that we were looking at moving in together at the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your boy's a government worker.
He is.
Your boy's currently working right now and not getting paid.
He is.
And your boy might be getting, well, I will be getting furloughed at the end of this week if budget appropriations don't happen. And I will be not working until the government decides to refill their piggy bank.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I needed to say that. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
How does that impact us? Well, for me specifically, I am on my savings and I'm good to go. I learned from 45's first shutdown that occurred where we were shut down for 35 days that creating a nice cushion is important. We've talked about that on our episodes as well with being fiscally responsible and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good to go on savings for about half a year. However,
at his current expenses,
at my current expense rate, but that would throw a wrench in a plan where you have two people coming in. We're essentially going to be starting over and making the purchases that we would need to make now without that income would be difficult. So we were just talking about that right before we went live about what that would look like. But y'all are here.
I mean, and that's assuming that someone doesn't want to donate to us a brand new sofa, living room set, because I don't want to block our blessings. You never know. Someone could say, oh, I have this stuff and it's been sitting here, never used. No one's ever, sat on it. There's no cat or dog that's drooled on it. Here, it's a gift to you. I don't want to block our blessings, babe. So if you have that, we'll send you that. We'll send you the address.
No doubt, no doubt. But these are the things that when you're in a relationship, you're going to be factoring. Whether you're in a relationship or not, like life's about choices and things. Mm-hmm. And, you communicate those choices and the decisions and you make things work with how they work.
Yeah.
Who we got in the building so far? Shout out to Paul Bennett. PB is in the building.
Bennett.
He just celebrated something, but Paul, I was trying to understand because he posted something with a dog, and it seemed like it was from the perspective of the dog. So I don't know if it was the dog's birthday or if it was Paul's birthday. I'm not sure. So Paul, was it your birthday or was it the doggy's birthday? But shout out to you. Let's see who we have over on W.T.F Nation Radio. And then we're going to get into it. We don't have anybody from WTF Nation Radio right now. Yes. Let me make sure that we're live on WTF Nation Radio. First of all,
check a little bit because
thank you.
I only got like 24% battery because I was watching TV on my phone earlier.
No doubt. All right. We've also got our Nightbot. Nightbot's in the building, modding us up or whatnot. If there's a like button on your platform, do us a favor. Mash that like button. We are live on WTF
We
Nation
are
Radio.
live. You know what? I will say this. If there is extended time, that gives us time to decide whose Amazon account we're going to keep. So
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
No doubt. Today's episode is about dating,
Dating.
relationships,
Relationships.
and what people are putting out there on the internet.
Ooh.
Now, we've asked the question, and other content creators and people around this space have talked about how relationships are looking and is social media to blame. I've said very publicly that, in my opinion, social media isn't to blame. I think what it's doing is it's shining a big old light on
On
how
some
people
stupid people.
are
Okay.
looking at relationships and what they're doing.
Yep.
So when they're going out there, sometimes they have these preconceived ideas, which is bad in my opinion. Well, it's halfway bad, but in some ways, it's good because now you're kind of building up some tolerances, and you might have a healthier understanding of what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. And if you learn from those mistakes and stuff from that you see, you're able to quickly spot the BS that somebody tries to throw at you.
That's true. I like that.
So we've got a collection of clips. I believe most of these are real, like none of these are skits. So we're going to showcase these clips. We're going to give our opinion, and we're going to ask y'all that if y'all have either had something similar or if you have a thought, give your opinion as well. Now, Paul has commented here, and I'm going to come over here and see if I can read this. Paul has said, "It is my birthday, 56 years old. Project 57 starts today." Well, Paul, first of all, feliz cumpleaños.
I was about to say it in Spanish too.
Say it in Mandarin. Oh, my bad. I actually thought you would have known that one.
Nah, homie, I ain't get there yet.
It's all right.
I'm not at that part of Duolingo yet.
It's okay.
But I can say your mama. Need the mama.
Hey, Paul. Happy birthday to you, man. Hey, Paul is a fit, bald-headed brother. And I did not realize he was 56 years old. So, man, salute to you, man. You look great.
Birthday.
Happy birthday. Shout out to Tarika. Tarika's in the building.
Tarika.
Same last as me, but same last name as me, but we are not related. Hey, Tarika, appreciate you tuning in.
You know of.
You know what?
That you right. know of.
You're right. Tarika, we could be related. Anyways.
Anyway.
We'd like to give a special shout out to Perry Productions over on Facebook. The homie has over 200-something thousand followers on his Facebook page. He's traveling right now, exploring Europe. He's allowed us to have a partnership on his page, so we appreciate those of y'all that watch us over there. We also have a partnership with W.T.F Nation Radio / U.S. Army WTF Moments, one of the largest online veteran radio media outlets. I mean, I think they are a media outlet.
They are a media outlet, 100%.
And they have several shows that's on their platform. So if you're watching us over there, I give you a salute and thank you. If you are not watching us over there, go over and check them out sometime, because they don't just cover stuff that's relevant to military folks. They cover a wide range of topics. And after us is the Monday edition with the show host called Ice. So stay tuned for that. Now, man, let's get into some of these episodes. So Michelle has not seen any of the videos of the people sharing their plight.
I was not a part of that production decision.
I tried to find a wide range of genders and relationship statuses to showcase a lot of the bad things that's out there. Not everything's bad.
Just not everything's good.
It's going to depend on your perspective of how you see things. So we're going to go through some of these clips and see what y'all think. And what we're highlighting is like, oh, well, that's just that person, or that's, I think a lot of what I'm highlighting is very common.
Ooh.
So when you see something that's uncommon, or you run across somebody that you can see that could provide value in your life, you'll know what to look for.
Aww.
And whether that person should stick around or stay around.
You love me.
Sometimes. All right, so let's bring up our first thing here. The first thing we're actually going to talk about, this is a celebrity, Michael Blackson. Goodness gracious. So, Michael Blackson has older kids from a prior relationship. He also just recently had two kids that aren't twins, that are too much from each other.
Mm-hmm.
He is engaged.
Mm-hmm.
He was engaged when his fiancee was pregnant.
Yep.
So the world found out shortly afterwards. I'm going to assume that she would have known just before everybody else knew, people that follow him, because he is, like, again, he has celebrity status,
Mm-hmm.
that he was out there sliding on his fiance.
Mm.
So right here, Michael Blackson reveals he had another son less than 2 months after his fiance, I'm going to assume R.E.A.L, gave birth. Says that the relationship with R.E.A.L is over. So here, Michael Blackson said, and I got to scoot in to read this, my bad. Good day to all my family, friends, and fans. The last few months, God has blessed me, but in blessing came a lot of pain. No, you made a decision, man. You made a choice. You didn't have to bring, you know what, never mind. 2 months after R.E.A.L gave birth to little Mikey, a female friend I've known for over 5 years also gave birth to my son, King Kweku Blackson. Shout out to the name King. My 2 boys has brought so much joy to my life, but also caused me to lose my fiance, R.E.A.L. Mikey was born Tuesday, June 17, 2025, and Kweku was born August 6, 2025. My apologies for waiting so long, but I didn't know how to do it. My older twin boys, who are now 18, didn't find out till last night, and my own mom don't even know. I love kids, and I want to thank God for bringing me 2 more healthy boys. Were you thanking God? Never mind. Don't say that, King.
Just keep reading, baby.
My apologies to R.E.A.L, and I hope she forgives me for the pain I've brought to her. I'm going to be the best loving father in the world. To avoid turning into Nick Cannon or Elon Musk, I'm only dating women that ran out of their period or had a hysterectomy. Swipe and meet Kweku. That last line was a joke, but y'all,
I mean, but
out
was
of
it
pocket.
though?
It's still, that's out of pocket.
But was it a joke though?
Out of pocket.
Mm.
And here's the thing. I don't know the ages of the women that his soon, I guess,
His
no
now
longer
ex-fiance,
and
yeah.
mom, but like, as Michael Blackson get older, are the ladies gonna get older as well? I think,
Well, that's the only way you're gonna be able to do it if you want women who have, they're not flowing anymore. You
yep,
gotta get of a certain age.
yep. Actually, that's true too. You gotta, never mind. Oh man.
Either that, or can you imagine going up into the club, be like, "Hey, baby, you looking real fine there. You still got your uterus."
Hey, editor, clip that.
Like, that's gonna be the new pickup line.
That is going to be for certain men, that is going to be the new pickup line. Like, look, I don't know Michael Blackson, but his story is very similar to Gary Owen.
Ooh.
Gary Owen is another comedian that kids were damn near grown. He was married at the time. Well, Gary now has twins by, I think, I don't know if the mom is his fiance. I don't know what their relationship status is, but it's the same thing. When you are a man, no, I'm gonna change this phrase. When you are a person in general, there was a joke that said you're only as loyal as your access.
Oh,
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I think your loyalty, it's an inherent value of the person you are.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you have access to people or not, whether you have fame or not, I know plenty of people, they're not famous. They have access to people because of their status, but they choose to be loyal to the person that they're with. It's a choice.
Back in the day, there used to be this thing called a chastity belt. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. But there used to be this chastity belt that women were supposed to like wear, or how you were supposed to live. It was a medieval thing, from a book, and you were supposed to wear this chastity belt, and it was designed to prevent women from, doing things that would lead to the production or the creation of a baby. And it's so funny that people are always willing to talk about that, whether metaphorically or whatever. But at the end of the day, we women can't get pregnant without men. So why are you going through all of these steps and things to regulate our bodies when it's not us who need to be regulated? Because even if a woman does get pregnant, she can only get pregnant once in that 40-week period, whereas a guy can literally impregnate a woman a day
every day of the
in
week.
that same 40-week period. So why regulate us in our bodies? And that's just, not trying to be political, but if the shoe fits, wear it. Why regulate a woman's body when we can only have one child per 40-week period, and a man can knock up a different woman every single day during that same time period? It's not us. We ain't the problem.
Like Lil Jon and the Yin Yang Twins, all skeet skeet. So the final thing, Rada did come out and say this on her Instagram. She said, I don't normally respond, but let's just agree that was the most pathetic post or apology ever. I'm walking in peace, guided by God's grace. My energy belongs to my 4-month-old son, not to negativity. People will always tell me that they're embarrassed for me, or I'm getting embarrassing at this point. But for me, when love runs that deep, you stop seeing the man and start seeing the boy who just wanted to be loved. And that's what breaks you.
Keep reading.
Okay. I didn't just love, I understood the pain, the innocence, the child in him. She's talking about Michael Blackson, right?
Yeah.
See, I don't get this feelings mumbo jumbo stuff that people be talking about. With that said, I take full accountability for staying in the circus too long. His type was never me because I'm a real woman.
Just keep reading, baby. Just keep reading. Just keep reading.
This is what happens when you hold a man down 100%. No, that's what happened. I don't know Michael Blackson, but I can tell you that if my cousin or somebody that came to me for counsel that said, hey man, I'm seeing Michael Blackson, I'm thinking about taking this thing to the next level with him. He's talking about making an honest woman out of me, putting a baby in me, and being and having me be his wife. What do you think? I'm gonna say mother sucker. Do you not know who Michael Blackson is? He talks it. When people show you who they are, believe it. Yes. I'm the exception. He's treating me special. We're going to Roots Chris, and we're doing this and that. I'm on the road with him all the time. Oh, except for this one time where he told me he don't want me on the road. Why do you think that was? Goodness gracious. Rada, you know what? She played around and found out. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Now, good luck finding the next person that's going to be willing to come behind Michael Blackson. Good luck. Let's see. Paul Bennett said, agreed, Michelle, but it was to protect against forced entry.
I also read, so thank you, Paul. I also read that it was for both. So to protect against forced entry and also to help a woman maintain her purity.
Let's see. Shout out to Kelly Lohman over on Facebook. Said, watching from Louisiana. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you tuning in, Kelly. We got Michael Carasquillo in the building. Said, that's what's up. And he said, chastity belts are often depicted as medieval devices intended to assure a woman's fidelity while her husband was away, particularly during wars of crusade. However, and we're going to try to see if I can find it here. However, they were commonly used in the Middle Ages.
As a myth, yeah. I read that as a myth.
Historical evidence suggests that the chastity belts were not practical and widely utilized until the 16th century, and many references to them in literature were satirical rather than serious.
Yeah.
So now it's just in BDSM.
So I did read that too. So yeah,
Role
I
play.
read what all of y'all said. I did read what all of y'all said. Mm-hmm.
So should I tell you about the? Never mind. All right. So let's bring up the next thing here. I'm gonna start from here and then go this way. So this is a man who I believe is about my age. He goes to a singles event, and let's hear about his experience.
So I went to another singles event. Let's talk about it. First, it was a church event, but it was not a church event, if that makes sense. So my church sponsored it and arranged and organized everything, but we were at the Cosm up in the colony watching college football games. There was also a limit on tickets. Of course, the women's tickets sold out, and they were still saying, hey, we need more brothers to show up. Tickets were only $10, and it came with food. They gave us different flavors of chicken wings, plus we had pizza and water. If you wanted to buy anything else, that was on your own dime. Also of note, since it was put on by the church, you could assume that most of the attendees went to the church also, unless they came along with a friend. And a very special note, this was only for 35 and up. So those who've been following me for a while know my rule. If your birth year starts with 2, there's nothing we can do. You got to be born before 2000.
No. Okay, so this was a play one for people that are older, which is funny because I didn't realize that. I hadn't watched this the entire way through. And I have a clip that's going to contrast this later on.
Oh, that'll be funny.
So that's hilarious. But no, you can find, I mean, I am all about age gaps. I'm going to say that
he is
right
all
here
about
now.
age gap relationships, but I'm all about rhyming. So if your birth year starts with a 2, I can't bang with you. Clock that. I love it.
Let me see if I can make some. If your birth year starts with a 2, come on through, baby. Let's finish this out.
So them having the cap at 35 and up, that also set the audience for the event. And I thought this was very cool. They also provided an icebreaker. So when we came in, we were given the sheet of paper, and the intention was for us to go to everyone, men and women, and get them to either put their name down if they matched one of the boxes or if they knew the answer to one of the trivia questions. So for those who aren't really good at initiating conversations or just broaching topics in conversation, this was a good way to launch you off. And y'all know that I'm big on people watching and noticing patterns in behavior. And I've noticed that almost every single event that I've gone to, that towards the end of things, when things have died down, unless you have found somebody that you've gotten, you guys are linking up, men will sit with men and women will sit with women. Yeah. And it's either because A, you didn't see anybody who really caught your eye. B, you've already made your move and you're just it's time, you just waiting for things to see what happens. Or C, somebody has caught your eye, but you don't want to make any moves, so you're just sitting there hoping they're going to come over to you. And so, for me, it's funny because I didn't drive out to this event just to sit with other dudes. Yeah, I'm open to making more male friends, but that was not my goal. There are some beautiful women at both services in my church. No, so singles events are what you make of them. I don't understand why more men don't go to them because they can be fruitful.
They can be fruitful. But will it be fruitful? I don't know. I think for the men that will go to an event like that, I went to one. I was curious how it would be, and I went to one. And they were only allowing a certain amount. There were more women that showed up, first of all, and they stopped allowing the women to register because of the ratio. So the one that I went to, it was an interesting event. I ended up matching and getting about 2 or 3 different numbers, but it really didn't equate to nothing. Everybody that was there were further away than I really was willing to try to make something work. But that's just a function of how things are in the DMV area.
Okay.
So it was a wash for me because I wasn't willing to try to have anything back and forth to anybody that was like in DC proper or Northern Virginia. But overall, I had a good time. But men are starting to not go to those things because the Pareto principle is going to be in effect hardcore there. So the top 20% of guys are going to catch the attention of 80% of the ladies that's there. So if you fall within that category, you feel great. but the other guys are going to be invisible.
I don't know. Like I've grown up in the Black Baptist church, right? So the church that I attended in Baltimore when I was growing up, I was there all of my life. There was not a large population of young men in my age range.
Okay.
So there were more young ladies than there were young men because again, you got to look at the setting that I had. I grew up in East Baltimore, but I went to church down the hill. So I went to church at the corner of Federal and Wolf Street. We're talking about downtown inner city Baltimore. The name of the church literally has the word community in it. After around like 16, the young men stopped coming to church because they got caught up in the lifestyle of being in Baltimore, right? Like church was not a priority. They became what I used to call CME Christians. So Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter.
Okay.
CME Christians. That's when they would come to church. I didn't really have much in common with those type of young men. And I'm not knocking them or their lifestyle or anything that they did. I'm just saying I didn't have much in common with them. I was a not honor roll, but a good girl at a magnet high school, and I did not live in the neighborhood. So I was not from that neighborhood. I just went to church in that neighborhood. Grew up with a Jamaican mama, so I was not allowed to go do those things. There were certain circles that I didn't hang out with. I say all of that to say when we would do like youth events or things to try to get young people to come together, it was always the girls outnumbering the boys. And I have never been in a church environment where that was not true. Because even if it was my church back in Baltimore or a local church that we were like visiting with or fellowshipping with, it was still the same dynamics because we always fellowshipped with other churches that were also in downtown Baltimore. So the dynamics were the same. It was still going to be an abundance of girls and not a lot of boys for us to be able to hang out with. I have never been in a church environment where that has not been the same. And that's even now where I'm at a non-denominational church. There is still more for the population of people who are single in the church. It's going to be more women than there will be single men. You may see men coming back into the church who have kids, have been married, whatever, but you are not going to see straight up single men in the church. I have yet to see it. And that's in the churches that I fellowshipped with in Baltimore. That's the church that I started going to when I came up here to Frederick. And that's the church that I'm currently at now. And that's also the churches that I see all around me. I don't see a large population of single men in the church.
Let me raise my hand on this one. I wish I had a red flag. On these dating shows like Pop the Balloon and some of these other ones, you'll hear a lot of the ladies say, I'm looking for a God-fearing man.
Girl, you ain't looking at no church for it.
And that's kind of my thing too, is I was gonna say, like, those that fit the criteria of what they have in their mind, they're not playing around, and they get snatched up quick.
With the quickness.
Quick,
okay?
Right?
With the quickness.
But I want a God-fearing man. And then also the flip side of that is, what are you to attract that God-fearing man? Like, are you what the God-fearing man is looking for? And a lot of times I don't see that person being the type of person that the person that they're looking for is looking for.
See, the Bible says that he who finds a wife, which growing up, I always misinterpreted that. But as I've gotten older, what I learned to believe that scripture means is that the woman should be living the lifestyle, the mentality of a wife. And when the man finds her, then she'll be ready. But the reality is, and I'm not disputing scripture at all, the reality is that we just don't have enough men who are out there looking for that.
Yep. And these women out here aren't living like wives. They're living like Rahab
and
Gomer and Tamar.
But So
all the whores in the Bible.
Wait a minute. I gotta clock you on that for a second, baby.
Make it quick.
I love it.
Make it quick.
So here's the thing about all the women that you just named. You just named women who were in the Bible, but those are women who were in the Bible in the lineage of Jesus. So yeah, they had a history and they had a past, but they were some of the few women who were noted in Jesus's lineage because they did something phenomenal. They did something amazing. So Rahab had a past of, selling her body, but she also saved the Israelites. She saved them from being caught by the people in her neighborhood when they were coming to scope out the land. So every one of those women have a history and a past, but they fell into the lineage of Jesus, which is why they were mentioned in the lineage of Jesus.
So hoes can't be redeemed?
Stop! You can't say the word on here.
Wait, so whores can be redeemed?
They all had a history in the past, but they are all in the lineage of Jesus.
Huh. Oh, I got jokes.
First of all, in that Tamar that is mentioned in there, it wasn't her fault that she was deemed impure. That wasn't her fault.
That sounds like what the women today are saying. No accountability.
No. You know what I mean. It wasn't her fault.
Oh, okay. Now I feel bad for saying what I just said.
Sorry, that's what I meant. It wasn't her fault.
Dang. Strike that from the record. Let's see. Shout out to Bubba Jackson over on W.T.F Nation Radio. Bubba said, dating apps to dating shows, there's too much narcissism out there. What does that word mean, narcissism? Like, I've heard it all of the time, but what does it mean? Let me know.
You mean literally or just like how we're using it today, flamboyantly?
Well, I'm asking people to
put it in their terms. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We also got, let me see if I can put this on, Anthony Trimboli, Montebella, my bad, bro, said there were so many women that had sex out of wedlock. 2 sisters molested their father while drunk.
Yeah, so that was Lot's daughters.
Okay, out of the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, that was from the Bible. So that was Lot's daughters. Lot and Abraham had separated. They were kin. Lot and Abraham had separated because God told Abraham, "This is what I'm calling you to do." Lot, I really call him to come with you for this. This is the part where you have to separate. So Lot and his family were supposed to leave. And they were supposed to be leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, all that good stuff. Lot's wife turned around, was turned into a pillar of salt. Lot's daughters were left behind. They got old man, a little tipsy, and they were like, well, how are we supposed to have kids? How are we supposed to do all these things? So when they got him tipsy, they took advantage of their father so that procreation could happen.
Okay. For those of y'all who are new here, she knows a lot about the Bible. I know that it starts with a B and it ends with an E. So that's why you don't really see me saying much. I know a little bit, and that's about it. So if you're like, man, why ain't King saying anything? Not my lane, bruh. Not my lane. Anthony also earlier said, protection is one of the 5 requirements to survive, and it is terrible that men have to meet a standard. Accept who someone is instead of correcting them. Accepting who someone is rather than correcting them. And said that you can tell that the Bible ain't my lane. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love him though. That's
Paul said, no lies told on the women in Jesus lineage, Michelle. And followed that up with narcissistic, goes beyond self-interest, lacks empathy. Is empathy a requirement? Yes, but to an extent.
To an extent. I mean, I don't anticipate that every single person is going to be fully empathetic with every single thing that's going on.
Well, and then too, people are out here making dumb decisions and then expecting you to forgive or have empathy for the bad decisions that they've made in life.
And that's the thing. If you want me to have sympathy, okay, but empathy, I can't necessarily. I don't necessarily have empathy for everyone and for every situation.
No doubt. All right, let's see if we got any other thing that was Anthony saying that I can tell. All right, let's see. What's the next video that we have up here?
I don't know. You ain't tell me. Let's
All right, so we're going to take a look at the next thing we have here. Oh, this is a lady who has a very UK-ish accent. She's going to talk about how she met somebody, but then he ultimately rejected her. And just kind of listen to her reaction. I just like to hear her talk. Her accent's dope.
And yes, I've been crying. But let's give a date an update. No, I'm not actually out there dating. I'm not. And this is the thing. This is why this dating update is just so unnecessary, because I'm not out there trying to date. Anyways, I met someone. When I was out one time. And yes, I've been crying.
Oops.
But let's give a date an update.
Try to speed it up.
No, I'm not actually out there dating. I'm not. And this is the thing. This is why this dating update is just so unnecessary, because I'm not out there trying to date. Anyways, I met someone when I was out one time. And the guy was really nice, really wholesome. The interaction was beautiful. I thought, okay, why not? Why not give him my number? We were talking for a couple of days, right? Not even a week we've been talking. And just received a message. So everything was going good, guys. Consistent messaging, nice questions, like, not that I was getting carried away, but I just thought, wow, like, this is just falling in my lap. Like, I didn't go out there looking for it, and he's just turned up. Maybe this could be something. Let's read the message, shall we? Okay.
Let's read it.
He said, "Hey, Natalie, I want to be open and upfront with you because you deserve that without a doubt. I really enjoyed speaking to you, even in this short time. When we first met, you did tell me about having kids," which I always do that, ladies. "Don't get me wrong, I don't regret my decision in taking your number because I've enjoyed getting to know you." As I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, I know where this is going. I know where it's going. "I know you mentioned that you were ready to settle down and find love again. Although the kids is of course a big factor to consider, I think in my head that maybe I would ease to that thought the more I got to know you, but I'm not sure it completely has. Despite the fact I think we have a lot in common, you're an amazing person, attractive, driven, funny." He's not wrong, ladies. "That I just wouldn't want to be wasting your time and potentially blocking your blessing. We love a self-aware man." Now, I'll be real. As you can see, my eyes are a bit puffy. I cried, right? And it wasn't because I had any feelings towards him. I barely know the guy. But just being rejected because of your children, it stings. It stings because it's not something you can say, oh, do you know what? I can just work on that. Oh, I can change that. I can improve that. No, my kids are here. They ain't going nowhere. So it's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? But I'm trying my best not to internalize it, because equally, I've met so many men that don't care that I've got kids. I got to show the highs and lows of dating as a single parent. At the moment, it's low, but we're believing it's going to get high. We're believing the right person will come. Let's leave it there.
Okay. I liked her story, and there was nothing that the guy, when the person rejected her, he didn't reject her for anything that I thought was wrong, right? So you find out that somebody has a kid. Now, she had the looks that you might go, well, let's see how she is, though. Because I'm making an assumption. This person didn't seem like they had kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And kids are lovable liabilities, meaning that they are an expense the moment that they are conceived, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
They are an expense. So this man probably really enjoyed her as a person. He found her attractive. And even though he knew he had kids, he was like, let me see if I can get past this. And when the day got done and he got home and he really thought about everything, he started seeing all of the money that was going to be coming out and decided that it wasn't just for him. So that's what I think of that story. It doesn't spell doom and gloom for people that are out there that are dating with kids. You just have to understand, like, it seems like she gets it. She gets that while it isn't something that she can't control, her being a single parent is a factor in trying to find a mate going forward. Now, I looked up her past. She was married. I didn't catch why her and her husband got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one of those things, whether you're a man or woman, father or mother, it's a factor.
I will say this, as someone who does not have any kids by choice, when I did set out to start dating for real, I didn't want to date someone with kids. There were multiple reasons why I did not want to date someone with kids. The biggest reason being that I grew up in the 90s. So I'm a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s, and every single one of those television shows that had a stepmother, the stepmother was treated like crap. Every single one of them. There wasn't one that wasn't.
Okay.
And I had this preconceived notion that I was going to get treated horribly by a stepchild and also by the child's mother. And I held on to that for a lifetime. The other reason that I didn't want to date a man with kids is because I just didn't feel like it wasn't even so much, it had nothing to do with the man, like absolutely nothing to do with the man, but everything to deal with the mother of his child. I didn't want to have any real interactions with that person. So that was a big thing for me. I actively avoided it, but the older and older and older I got, the more I realized that I was not going to meet a man of substance who wanted to actually think about the future and building a life with someone if he didn't have a kid. It seemed like I just kept meeting, and this isn't even a word that's typically in my vocabulary, but I'm going to say it. It seemed like I kept meeting a lot of F-boys because they came off really, really nice. They came off intelligent. They came off as though they really cared about God and wanted to do all these things. But at the end of the day, they had no desire on longevity. They weren't thinking about anything beyond where they currently were. And they definitely weren't thinking about building a future. So, okay, you have to change. It comes to a point in your life where you have to realize that either you're going to change what you are accepting and what you are tolerating, or you're going to change your expectation. And I couldn't have the same expectation and just keep dating these certain types of men and thinking that something is going to change. Like, that's literally the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I will say with you, and I feel like I've said this to you before, but I do want to just like make it plain since we're here.
And we have a new audience.
And we do have a new audience. If you had a younger child, when I met you, you had a 15-year-old child. If you had a younger child, if your child was even a freshman in high school, so we're talking like 14 or definitely middle school and under, I don't know if we would have worked out together, because that would have meant more years of having to deal with joint custody. And if you've never had to deal with that, it is a pain in the behind, because I don't use profanity. We try not to curse on this stream anyway. But it's a pain in the behind to have joint custody with someone. And I just did not feel like dealing with the mother of your child. Like, I'm just going to call it a spade and call a spade a spade. And when you have a minor child, you always have to deal with the mother of the child. Now, don't get me wrong. You always are going to be intertwined with that person that you had a child with from birth to death. You're always going to be intertwined with that person. But your forced interactions with that person drop drastically once that child becomes a legal adult. And the further you are away from 18, like in the younger years, the more you have to deal with that biological parent. And I just wasn't about that. Like, I'm not cut out for that.
You know, I mean, it's fair. It's all things to consider. And just like you, Castle's my only child. So with her being her age, and I'm like, oh man, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
I really wasn't interested in anybody that had younger kids either. I didn't care how fine you were. Again, the fineness might make you think a second. It might make you go, you know what? But then in the end, it's like, no. Paul said that he believes that guy was a bit of a narcissist. Why put a woman through that? And that he has no empathy.
I 100% agree with that.
I actually agree with that.
So I say all of that to say, don't start dating someone or even going out on a date or getting someone hyped up who has a child just to do something like that. Like, you really have to set your standards. Okay, if I am going to date someone with a child, I want to be very upfront and open with them and all the way through, or don't date someone with a child. But I can't remember who it says that the sign of a weak man is to open up a woman's heart and then have no intentions of doing something with it. I can't remember the exact quote I saw.
Oh yeah, it was a phrase like that.
I saw that somewhere. It was a whole bar, and I can't remember it. Hopefully, Paul knows and he'll correct me on it. But don't do that. Don't awaken something like don't awaken a woman's love or something like that if you have no intention of using it. And I feel like that was a total F boy jerk move, narcissist move today.
Maybe. You don't know until you know. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know until you try it. It's like one of those things that you don't know if you like pineapples on pizza, but then you try it and then you're like, yeah, I really don't bang with pineapple pizza like that. No, I bang with pineapple on pizza. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, maybe that's a man that he thought about it. He said, well, maybe I can, but then reality really set. Like he met the person and then it's a difference in theory versus practicing.
Okay.
So I give a pass once, but if it's a continued thing, narcissist.
Okay.
Could be narcissist. I'm not a therapist. I can't just be diagnosing people.
Oh my gosh, stop listening to me. Like,
all right, man. People are popping in. So let me acknowledge some of the chat here. Anthony said that we are funny. Hey, Anthony, I appreciate that, man. Let's see. The kids will figure things out like we did when we were that age. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Captain Wayne Baconator is in the building and said, go Chiefs. The Chiefs are playing tonight. And said that I want to put a dating app against a dating app. How would that work, man? How would that work? You know, I think in the future, you're going to see like your agent, your AI agent that's going to be a representative of you is going to talk to somebody else's AI agent on their dating profile.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they make a connect, like it's going to kind of help filter some things. Then you might get this little AI summary of what was talked about, and then you can catch up. That's where the internet's going. All right. Let's see. Any other comments that I missed? Anthony earlier wrote, y'all look like y'all were from the 80s, and we had free choice for morning until the street lights came on. Yep.
Yep.
84, baby.
Thank you. 86, baby. So I know all about that. And doing all my dirt before Ring cameras and cell phone trackers existed. Like, I praise God for that.
Man, so when we produced this show, I wasn't sure how long the videos were going to go or how much we would chat on them, but I've got a lot more.
So it looks like we have a part 2 for next week?
Yes, but we could get one, maybe 2 more in, depending on how long we go for this next one. So I want to get the one that was a contrast to the singles event. Oh, here we go. This is actually a short clip.
Become an adult, you realize that the prime dating pool was college. Nowadays, everybody who's in their 20s and 30s, all they know is Bumble and Hinge or dating somebody at their job. Like, you're never going to find a dating pool like when you were in college. And I wish more people would take advantage of it because you're around like-minded individuals. They don't care about how much money you're making. They care about the person who you are on the inside. So it's like, why would you not take advantage of that? And you're going to keep saying, oh, well, Jenny, I keep getting my heart broken. Well, maybe stop picking the same type of person and you get a different type of result. Take some accountability there. It's so many thousands of people on campus. It's no way you keep coming across the same type of people.
So she said that the best dating pool is in college. I don't agree with that.
I understand where she's coming from. So I understand the logic behind when you were in college and that person's in college, y'all aren't thinking about the things that you don't have. Mm-hmm. You all, for the most part, are on a level playing field. One person's not more educated than the other. You all both have the same amount of potential of things that could happen. I understand where that logic comes from.
So y'all meet, y'all date, y'all do a little bit of life together. Mm-hmm. You both turn 30. She's going to realize that she has to the street she came, to the street she now goes back to. You hear way more of the ladies, and I'm going to start a gender war here on this one.
Oh my God.
Way more of the ladies in their 30s talking about what they missed versus men in their 30s saying the exact same thing.
I'm not. So that's why I'm saying I don't disagree with that, but I also do agree with her statement, because what I was going to add and continue saying is that you may be on an equal playing field at that point, but you still are both very, very young and inexperienced with life for the most part. You don't know how you're going to change and evolve as time goes on.
And in my opinion, it is way easier. While it was, who was it? Kevin Samuels that said men controlled access to marriage, women control access to the box.
Yeah.
It's still easier, in my opinion, for ladies in their 20s to match up than it is when they get older.
I won't disagree.
It's just easier. So I can somewhat maybe understand why she said that the best dating pool is during that time in college, right? For men, typically, unless you come from money, your net worth isn't really going to be that high. So if you catch somebody that's with you when they know you ain't got nothing,
they're most likely to stay.
Then more likely they're going to rock with you.
What I will disagree with her on, especially considering the fact that it was a woman who said it, more women tend to go to college than men. Black women, at one point, Black women were the most educated population of people between Black men, Black women, white men, white women. Black women were the most educated population of people. So you're not going to, if you go to college, woman, whatever gender you are, I sincerely hope you, I'm sorry, not whatever gender, whatever race you are, I sincerely hope you're open to dating outside of your race, because if you are a Black woman going to college thinking that every Black woman is going to walk away with a Black man, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
Okay. All right. Hey.
I'm just glad I didn't meet you in college.
we would not have worked out.
We would not have worked out
at all. And the thing is I don't think I would have been your type. I don't know if you would have been my type, but you would have completely overlooked me.
I would have, and I'm not going to disagree with you, because I know who I was back in college, and you seem too nice to have been that guy that I would have dated. Like,
that's why I say that.
You would have had to have been really blatant with me with your intentions and what you wanted, and you would have had to keep my attention. Like, you would have not.
Well, I wouldn't have done enough to have kept your, like that's the thing. In my young 20s, I was focused on football. I stayed in the gym all the time. I wasn't really interested in chasing like that, you know.
But I don't even mean that. I mean like the little things that I love you so much, but even things that you don't necessarily do now. But I'm okay with it now as an adult. Like back then, I would have wanted that "good morning, beautiful" text message.
Oh yeah.
And that's not you. That's not you. I love you.
I love Michelle. Not you. But I don't wake up going, "Good morning, babe."
You don't wake up, roll over your alarm clock, you grab your phone and be like, "Good morning, Michelle."
That's not me.
Or sorry, Grand Rising
Grand Rising Queen.
That's not you. And I would have been like, how do I even know he really likes me? Because he be in the gym all day, and then when he gets out, like he's thinking about football. I don't even know if he really likes me. And then some little F-boy would have come along the way. And like, I'm just going to be honest about who I was back then. I went where the attention was. I didn't appreciate quality back then.
And that's what's wrong with the ladies of today's society. Hey, y'all, that's our time. I have like 5 more videos.
So come back next week. Hey,
they are definitely a little bit longer, but we are going to roll this into part 2. Shout out to my brother. My bio's in the building said, what did I miss? Just got home. Hey, our show goes from 7 to about 7:55 Eastern. So we are going to have to dice this up and do a part 2 next Monday. So come back next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Follow us on all of our platforms because we do take highlights and our editor takes clips from what we have and post it on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all those jazz.
What Paul said is true. Paul said a lot of nice guys in college got turned down by us college educated sisters, but many of those women aren't married today. That is 100% true. I'm not going to disagree with you. I will own who I was back then and fully say that if I had gotten married back in my 20s at any point, pick any one of them years that began with a 2, I promise you I would not be married today. I would have been divorced already.
Yep. Now, we got a couple of comments over on WTF Nation Radio as well. Then we are going to cut so that our main man Ice can start the Monday edition. Jacob Johnson said, so you got your degree and now you know everything. ... Yep.
No.
But where your man at? Anthony said, I love the movie when all of the 4 black women worked at a position to send the people into space for NASA. Dude, that was a dope movie. I can't remember the name of it, but that was a dope movie.
Hidden Figures? Is that
Hidden Figures, yes.
Okay.
Hidden Figures. And then he said, you got to hit me up.
But they were all married.
It's going to make you happy. No doubt. No doubt. Now, let's see here. My brother said, damn it, man. Hey, yeah, man, you got to, tune in with me live, boss. The next videos that we've got, Austin, you going to definitely be like, ho, ho, ho. And he's got a way of saying things and viewpoints that I would like to get his view on some of these other videos. So tap back in with us next Monday, y'all. That's it for the King and Me show. I'm King.
I'm Michelle.
And we out.
Love you, babe.
Love you. Peace.